Here we are, and this is the office, and it ends up on live. So we're trying out the streaming stuff. I have my MacBook Air. We've got that hooked up. We've got our new screen going on here. Just purchased a new monitor. So that's what we got there for a monitor, kind of big. But the rest of the place is pretty empty. Yeah, empty. So what I'm doing is testing out the stream capability here on Facebook Live. So we're doing that to get a test of the video. I'm using an HD Logitech C90 something or other webcam that's plugged into my laptop, not using the laptop camera. And also testing out the audio to see how that sounds. Now, I also brought this with me back from the States. This has been sitting in, this has been sitting in a suitcase, this Yeti microphone, for quite some time. I had it for a year while we were in Oahu, and then we've been here 5 months, so it's been 17, 18 months that I haven't used this, so it has come many miles. Also ended up packed my Stream Deck, which I haven't had hooked up yet. I haven't tried that here because I just have the laptop and I'm limited on the number of USB ports that I have. So I only have 2 on my MacBook Air that are available right now. So anyway, eventually I'll get a Mac Mini. M2 hopefully is what we're looking for, and hopefully I can get it with the max specs because I want to do video editing on Final Cut Pro like I used to do before. Currently what I've been doing is just using my smartphone, my 13 Pro Max with, what is it, LumaFusion? Yeah, with LumaFusion. So that's what I use for editing videos right now. So for the people that have asked me, you know, what do you use for video editing software? Well, it was Final Cut Pro, but since we left the United States, or I should say, since we left the mainland, I've been using LumaFusion, which is only available on the phone, on mobile. So that works out really good. I'm really pleased with LumaFusion and what you can do with it. I also got the 1 terabyte version for the phone, so that way I've got lots of space. Really, really great. I like what it can do and how it used to be you needed a 4K camera, and then you needed, you know, the Rode shotgun mic, and then you needed, you know, all kinds of gear that was, you know, thousands of dollars worth of equipment. You know, you're looking at a 4K video camera or camcorder, you know, prosumer type thing, or even a consumer type one. You're looking at, you know, $500, $600, $700, $800 is kind of what you're looking at. And then you throw in some Rode accessories, and you throw in, you know, some other accessories and some other things, and next thing you know, you're spending a lot of money to make videos. And then to edit those videos, you're going to pay a lot of money with Final Cut Pro 10. I forgot how much I paid for it. It was probably $200, $300 or whatever. But LumaFusion was definitely, you got an iPhone and boom, you get that and you're good to go. The other thing that you might want to get is, and what I'm probably going to pick up is the gimbal thing. So you can have the gimbal on the phone, and then that will steady the footage and all that stuff. So it's come a long way from having a dedicated camera or a DSLR to take video, and then you have the gimbal, and you know, with all the axes and all. By the time you spend money for all that stuff, it's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Even just to get a good gimbal, you're going to pay a lot of money. But nowadays, you can pick up like a DJI Osmo Mobile 6, you know, a few $100. There's, you know, a bunch of other Chinese companies that offer the same things, and the names escape me at this moment, but you can pick something up for $150, $200, and your iPhone or whatever high-end smartphone that you have with good video capabilities with stabilization and different effects and so on and so forth, and then throw on LumaFusion and boom, there's your studio right there. But this is basically just to test out the streaming and the audio to see how this sounds, and then I figured I'd talk a little bit about shopping here in Korea. So in Korea, shopping is pretty interesting for me. For my wife, shopping isn't a big deal because she's Korean, and everything is Korean in Korea is kind of made for Koreans. I didn't know if you knew that. It's kind of like the United States. Most things are for Americans. So you have larger clothes in America than you do in Korea, as generally as a whole. Don't mean anything bad about it. That's just the way it is. When we go to Starfield Mall, which is a mall that is in Pyeongtaek, or I should say Asan, which is about, 10 to 15 minutes away. It's a really nice mall, a lot of shops, high-end, way different than the malls in the United States. The malls that I have seen, at least in Colorado, the one in Pueblo, scary, and then you have a couple of malls in Colorado Springs and so on and so forth. There's just a stark contrast to malls in Korea versus malls in the United States. And malls in the United States seem to be going downhill. Korean malls, they're nicer, they're cleaner, their bathrooms don't smell like urine. Nice high-end stores, people are nice, great food, and we'll do a video on that eventually one of these days. We'll do a tour of the Starfield and give a walking tour or whatever. But with that being said, shopping, like for electronic items and things like that here in Korea, you're going to pay a little bit more than what you would in the United States. So for me, being retired military, usually I get my electronic items, electronics from the on-post exchange, which is kind of like the Walmart on military bases. In the Air Force, they're called BX, or branch exchange. It's just the store where you can buy goods and things, kind of like a Walmart. And then the commissary is where you buy your groceries. Generally, generally we don't buy a lot at the commissary. There are some items there that we buy at the commissary because they're cheaper, meats and products and stuff like that. But for most vegetables and anything else, we're going to buy out on the economy because it's much cheaper. That's just the way it is. You have, and maybe I'll do that. I'll do a video. I'm planning on doing a video to show you some of the prices between the commissary on post and what you can get off post. And there's a stark contrast in price. There was one where it was like $3 an apple or something. It was, individually wrapped. That was on post. And even then, when you go off post, where we live, there is the 3/8 market. And in Korea, they'll have open air markets where vendors will come and they'll sell their fruits, their vegetables, their meats, their eggs, anything else in between. And the 3/8 market, every day that ends in a 3 or an 8, that's when that market operates. So it's really cool. Great to walk through there. You get to see, you get fresher vegetables and so on and so forth. But that is right outside the military base. So with that being said, the prices in that market is going to be a little bit higher than an open air market that is in like Pyeongtaek, which operates every day. So you'll even see some price differences between the Anjeongri open air market and the Pyeongtaek marketplace versus the commissary. So yeah, you can definitely save some money by shopping on the economy and the open air markets, but if you get further away from the military base, you'll save even more money. Granted, you're going to have some type of transportation mode to get you to like Pyeongtaek market. Parking is at a premium in Pyeongtaek, and it's hard to find parking there, from what I've heard, but you can get cheaper prices. And then some people are like, well, I'll take a taxi. Well, you're looking at, about 10,000 won, maybe 12,000 won to go from Camp Humphreys to the Piontek Marketplace area, depending on the exchange rate. And currently the exchange rate is, I think, 1300, 1307 to the dollar at the time of this video. So you can get some pretty good deals for your American dollars when you change them into Korean won. So that's kind of a good thing. Excuse me. So let's go back to the shopping malls. If you go to Starfield Shopping Mall, there's a Starfield in Piontek, and then there's the big Starfield in Seoul, which is way bigger, way nicer. But I'm just surprised at the Piontek Starfield Mall is super nice, super clean. Like I said, you can kind of judge an establishment based off of its bathrooms. So when you go to the bathroom in a mall in Starfield, no smell of urine, the place is clean. It's not like a McDonald's in the United States where the floor is trashed and needles and trash and you got to hold your nose when you go in there. Just super, super high standards when you go to the Starfield Mall. Eating courts in Korea in malls are a lot bigger. There's a lot more choices, and the quality of food seems to be a lot higher than that of the United States. You might pay a little bit more, but it's the whole atmosphere thing. The mall is really a nice place to go. Weekends, not so much, because a ton of people go, take their kids. It's kind of hectic and stressful, so we like going during the week. Especially in the morning, right after the mall first opens, it's nice and quiet. You don't have as many people, not as many kids, and you can just kind of saunter through and check out, the Converse, the Nike, the Congo, all kinds of name-end stores, and then also some other stores that aren't, high-end stores, but still offer good products. One of the stores that we frequent is Daiso. Daiso is in the mall, and I want to say it's kind of like a dollar store, but it's a higher-end dollar store, and things aren't a dollar. So that separates it right there. But you have home items, you have kitchen, bathroom, all kinds of pretty much anything that you need: cups, plates, dishware, pots, pans, chopsticks, mixing utensils, measuring, containers, cups, glasses, espresso cups, bathroom items, storage, things for your car. They got a small tool section. It pretty much has a mix of everything, toys and computer and desk things and so on and so forth. You can have some clothes options. I think they have knickknacks and stuff like that. So Daiso seems to be a really, really good deal. There's another store that's close by here, which we could actually walk to. It's called Panda Mart, and then you have Joy Mart. Prices there are okay, but the Joy Mart is definitely a little bit more expensive than you would find at like Daiso. Daiso seems to be pretty price sufficient, I would say. It's price friendly. And then with the Panda Mart, some of the items there are kind of expensive. So again, you're going to run into this thing where you have to shop to find a good price. And you'll see some items in one Korean store that's like 2,000 won, and then you'll see that exact same item in another Korean store that looks like they operate in large quantities, which they do, but you'll pay 2, 3, or 4 times more for that exact same product. Talking about shopping, let's look at Traders. Traders seems to be, Traders is kind of like a Costco, a warehouse type bulk operation. You can have a membership card and save some money, or you don't, and you don't get those discounts. But you can still go shopping there. They do food, clothes, everything that you would see in like a Sam's operation or a Costco is at Traders, which they have some good deals there. Some, depending on what you buy, I don't think we would buy there every single trip, but it does have those specialty items that would come in handy. So, and then Costco, there's a Costco We actually went to a Costco with some family members, and it was basically a Costco, just a Korean version of Costco. It's Costco, but it just has a bunch of Korean stuff. Other items, big bulk stores, some good deals there as well. You're just gonna have to drive about 20, 30 minutes to get to that Costco. So is that something that's worth doing? For us, I don't know. I don't see it on a repeated basis, at least where we're at and what we're doing, because we have the commissary, we have the PX, we have the local stores here, and then there's the online marketing, online stores and purchases and things like that. And Steve Sunder says, appears to be okay with no buffering. Okay, well that's good. Timothy Sledger says, no sound on Facebook, but tapping on the video opens up link with sound. Oh, okay. That'll be interesting. Maybe it just needs to process and do all that stuff for, maybe after this video is over, it'll process everything and the sound will be normal once it's done. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Online shopping is huge here in Korea because you can order anything and get it delivered. Matter of fact, we ordered our car off an app and had it delivered to our apartment. Yeah, it was really cool. It's called K-Car here in Korea. It's kind of like Carvana and whatever. You go through and there's reviews and you can pick out the type, the model, the mileage, anything, you know, the color of paint on the car, anything that you want included as far as extras or base models or year or accidents or no accidents or whatever. We ended up picking up a rental, prior rental car that was rented to one person, leased by one person. And it's a 2018 Hyundai Sonata New Rise 2.0. Really nice car, real low mileage, so we ended up ordering that, and that was actually delivered to our apartment here. So the guy comes up, boom, he gets it, signs some paperwork. We had 3 days to test drive, and so what we ended up doing is taking it to a couple different mechanics places. One was a Hyundai service center to have them go through it, paid, I don't know, 20,000 won or whatever it was, for them to do the once-over on all the different systems of the car and see, hey, is there anything wrong? And, you know, the tires, the brakes, drivetrain, you know, any signs of accidents or so on and so forth, any problems with the car. They run it through the, you know, little plug-in tester thing. And then we took it to, after that, they said it's a pretty good car, a little low on brake fluid, excuse me, which tells me that either there's a leak in the brake fluid or the brakes themselves, the brake pads are really, really low, have been worn down a lot. So then we took it to another, kind of like a separate business, not associated with Hyundai, mechanic that was recommended by family, and had them check it out. And they're like, oh yeah, this is a great car, this is a great deal, brakes, you know, they're doing okay, but you know, you'll need to change them. And then we had to change like 2 tires. So we actually found a good tire deal, ordered the tires, they got delivered to a different shop. We took the car, got them put on there, and then that was local. And then the guy there, when he pulled off the wheels and everything, he says, well, you might want to replace your front brakes. And that's the reason why the brake fluid was low. So put on new brakes, it was like 100,000 won, and boom, it's good to go, and the car is awesome. We do have to get one safety check with that left over. We got to schedule that appointment. It's kind of like Hawaii, or I guess California, where you have to go get a safety check every year. I'm not a big proponent on that. It just seems like another way to get money off of people, but you got to do what you got to do. But online shopping, you can get food, you can get clothes, you can get appliances, cars delivered right to your house. Anything that you can order online can pretty much be delivered. Furniture, anything. So there's that. Some of the hurdles that we have come against or come up and experienced with online shopping is that online shopping here in Korea is way different than anything in the United States. You know, you can get on your phone in the United States and you can pop up Amazon, create an account, link a credit card or a bank card up to it, next thing you know, boom, you're good to go. You can order and deliver and that's it. You know, take maybe 5 minutes at the most. Here in Korea, buying something online is an involved process of numerous steps of, it's just insane. I'll just say it's not insane, it's just very different. One of the big shopping things here in Korea is Naver.com, Naver.com, and it's kind of like a Google, Bing, Amazon shopping, all of that rolled into one, and the majority of Koreans use Naver. And when you do shopping on Naver, to open up an account, we had to have our registration, alien registration card ID numbers. We had to have Korean bank numbers and card numbers, and the setup process to be able to purchase something online, like in the United States, maybe 4 or 5 steps. You know, fill out the information, link your card, put in the delivery address, and you know, some type of verification that it's you. About 4 or 5 steps. Here in Korea with the Naver, oh good Lord, it's like a 20-step some odd process. And with us being away from Korea for so long, man, it's just, and they've got a lot of cybercrime here. So that's another reason why they have these multiple steps and redundancies for security reasons and so on and so forth. So that's the reason why. But still, you're thinking, this is insane. The amount of steps and the stuff that you have to do, it's very frustrating. The ease of shopping is, there's a larger learning curve here with the online Naver accounts, because then you have to open up an account and all the steps that's involved is just, it's frustrating. So anyway, we finally got to open up our Naver account. I have a Naver account, my wife has a Naver account. Now here's the interesting thing. I got my account linked to my bank account, my individual bank account. There's no joint accounts in Korea. My wife has her account, and she got her account linked to her bank card. Now I have a bank card, we both have bank cards. It's linked to our account at the bank that we use. The interesting thing is that with the online banking, or I should say the online shopping, I can buy pretty much anything I want without any price consideration. There's no limit on what I can buy, but within reason. My wife, on the other hand, because hers is linked to the card, her bank card, and not her bank account, but the card is linked to the bank account, she could only buy up to 1 million won per day, which is kind of limiting, because if you want to buy, I don't know, refrigerator, washer, dryer, some higher end things, espresso machine, whatever it is, you're going to pay more money for that, but she's limited in doing that. And which brings into the whole banking thing is a whole nother ball of wax and some more hurdles and hoops to jump through. But, and then for my wife, tried to change her Naver account so it's linked to her bank account instead of her bank card, so that she can get unlimited access to ordering whatever, ordering larger, higher priced items. She wasn't able to do that. So it's just weird. Definitely weird. It's bank card is going to her account, but she's limited on how much she can buy, and she can't change it. Me, however I did it, and I stumbled through it, was able to link my account to my bank, but then I don't have a limit on what I can buy. I have no idea how I did it. So, and the other fact is that the Naver does not really have an English option on their app. So when everything comes up on the app, it's in Korean. So I can do one of two things. I can either take pictures and then take that picture and put it into iTranslate and then read it, so that's kind of laborious and time intensive. Or I can use Chrome web browser and it does translation. So I'll open my Naver account in Chrome, which makes it a little bit easier, but not every single web page that pops up is translated into English. So it's a little problematic, but it's enough to work around. But now that our Naver accounts are set, we can order stuff and we're good to go. Unless you're ordering something from overseas. This is a whole nother ball of wax, and the story about this is the espresso machine. The espresso machine, I wanted to get an espresso machine. I've gotten into coffee, had my little AeroPress, and that just changed my mind about coffee, and now I want to get an espresso machine. The espresso machine that I want is a Breville and a certain model, and there's none of them are here in Korea with the color that I want. I want the black chocolate or the black truffle. It's an espresso machine that's got black coating on it and silver instead of just the stainless steel. When you order overseas on Naver, that opens up a whole other can of worms where now I have to set up my own personal overseas ID 12 or 13-digit authentication number. So that's another 10 or 20 step process to do that. And compared to like Amazon, it doesn't matter if you buy something from overseas or whether it's locally in the United States. I have money, I want this, click, buy, send it to my house. That's what you do in the United States. Here in Korea, that setup process is a lot more involved. So again, trying to get this 12 or 13-digit code, overseas code that will allow me to buy products that are overseas that get shipped to Korea. And then even with that, you might have to pay some import tax or duty taxes for items that are $150 or more. So that's a whole nother account that you need to figure out and do, which we're going to have to do because the espresso machine is a little expensive. But when that comes in, the government gets their hands on it and says, okay, well, here's how much tax or fees you have to pay for importing this high-end item into the country. So we have to pay the price of the item itself, and then we have to pay the taxes, imports, or fees, or whatever, on top of that. So it's it's a little bit more expensive when you buy things that are overseas, and the process is a little bit more involved in setting up your app and your ability to buy those things from overseas and bring them into Korea. So online shopping, but now that it's all set up, we're good to go. And so while there are some cons to online shopping here in Korea, the benefits or the pros are that you can order, you can get like real-time information of, hey, we're packing it, we received your order, so we're packaging it up, it's actually out on a truck, and then you'll get a message from a delivery person saying, hey, I'm going to be in the area between 1 and 3, tomorrow. If you're not there, what do you want me to do? And then you can say, hey, well, whatever, put it on my front door or at the mailbox or with the front gate guard guy, whatever your situation requires. But yeah, and next thing you know, we'll get a little alert, get on the phone, take a look, and there's a picture of the item that is sitting right in front of our door. So very, very professional, very efficient in delivery and notification. Not like a lot of companies in the United States, especially if you use the U.S. Postal Service, they'll just say it'll show up sometime, within a month. Other services, paid and for-profit delivery companies, will have a more detailed and up-to-date tracking and notification and so on and so forth. But I would have to say, what is more efficient, the United States or Korea, in ordering products and getting them delivered? I would definitely have to say Korea. So there's that. What are some other things? Shopping. What about shopping? Trash cans. Because when you buy things in the United States and you go to open air strip malls or shopping areas or shopping streets. You can, buy some meals, get your latte or whatever it is, your coffee, your soda, water, and then you can, as you're walking down the street, you just throw your trash into a trash can and you continue shopping and so on and so forth. Here in Korea, it's not like that. Like, for example, right outside of Camp Humphreys, there's the Rodeo Street, which is a walking street that has stores on both sides. It goes for a good amount of ways. Stores, restaurants, so on and so forth, some bars, eating establishments. And for example, we could get an espresso and we'll walk around and talk and whatever. But when you're done with your espresso, your drink, or your water, you're looking around and you're like, I need to throw this away. Where's the trash can? You will not find trash cans out, for the most part, than you do like in the United States. So if you have an open air shopping street, kind of like what I just told you about, you'll have trash cans every 50 or 100 feet or so, and it's no problem to throw away your trash. Here in Korea, there's I don't know if it's they don't want the added expense, but it's just, and I think a lot of it is cultural. So when you go to a coffee shop, you go to a coffee shop and you sit down and you talk and you spend time there. Very different than the United States where, let's get the coffee and go. You can still do that here in Korea, but there's not a lot of trash cans, okay? So it might be best just to sit down and enjoy your coffee and then go do something else. That's one interesting thing I found out about shopping here in Korea. It's very different than in the United States, the lack of trash cans. Of course, if you go to bigger cities like Seoul and shopping districts, you can find some trash containers. But again, they're very few compared to the United States, in our experience of Colorado, Oahu, and things like that, where you'll have trash cans every 50 feet. So, what are some other hurdles for me in Korea shopping? Oh, size. For example, we go to Starfield Mall, really nice, super nice mall, great food. You can buy cars, you can buy food, there's restaurants, saunas, movie theaters at this one Starfield Mall that we go to, which is close by. Just anything and everything that you want. Clothes, and then you got some really nice clothes. They'll have Levi, they'll have Adidas, they'll have, a bunch of name brand stuff from, that we all know, but then name brand stuff that Koreans know in their country. The problem is with me being 6'2" and 240 pounds and being a little built the way I am, I haven't been able to find any clothes. So it's not in that mall. The largest you will find small, medium, large, and very rare you'll find extra large. And it's like the unicorn if you find a 2X shirt or pants or whatever. Definitely, I've looked at a number of clothes stores that we have gone to, and kind of like a Ross, or it's a higher end Ross store, but the different clothing stores in these Korean malls, I can't find anything that fits me. Whether it's underwear, whether it's socks, whether it's pants, shirts, because they just don't have the size. My size is available. I think I found like one shirt that was like 2X, and even then it was a small 2X. I mean, this is 2X for me right here, and this shirt is kind of, it's, I think a 3X would be good if I go in bulk anymore. But yeah, definitely a 3X. But yeah, the clothing sizes in Korea, and what I found out with somebody my size, I would definitely have to find a big and tall store, which there are some in Pyeongtaek and Seoul and things like that, or do it online. But even then, there's some size differences between the United States 2X and 3X versus Korea 2X and 3X. So how those are, I'm not sure. So the good thing is that they do have American sizes at the PX On Post, But usually those top out at about 2X. So like, for example, this shirt here is a 2X. Haven't seen any 3X shirts, real hard for me to get a jacket. I did find one 3X or two 3X jackets, so I got one of each, and then a lighter one, then a heavier one, and then that's pretty much it. You know, socks, underwear, everything else I can find there, no problem. So I'm kind of limit shoes. That's the other thing, shoes I will get on post, because off post I just can't find size 12 for my size feet. So if you come to Korea and you're planning to live here, or you're gonna, let's say you're gonna teach English, or for some long-term stay, or you're gonna be a student and you're gonna stay for a long time, I would highly suggest bringing lots of underwear, lots of socks, t-shirts if you need them, you know, undergarments, things like that, regular shirts, bring enough shirts that you would need for spring, summer, winter, fall, so on and so forth. Anyway, let's see. Steve says, oops, the screen went blank. So, let's see, what do we got? Bit rate, frame rates kind of go up and down. As far as I know, I'm still going. It's been going for 36 minutes. So I don't know if it's something on the processing end of Facebook and Facebook Live. Let me check settings, stream settings, HD Pro webcam C920, that's what I'm using. Defaults, this, that, Well, as far as, let's see what it says for the viewer. Here's the message. Let's see, do that, go back to dashboard. Well, anyway. Yeah, so we're coming up on 40 minutes now. So again, just doing a test to wrap all this up, doing a test of the Facebook streaming with my MacBook Air, with a Logitech video camera, webcam that we have, and then of course the audio. I think the audio comes through that as well. So we'll see how well it does in this room that is echoey, and see what type of results we get. I'm gonna be looking at getting some sound dampening posters or something like that. Ronald Grubb, hello young man, yes. But yeah, so along with this test of the equipment to see how this live streams on Facebook, also talking about shopping in Korea, and let's see what it looks like here. These are like the coolest blinds. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything. It's probably too much light. Yeah, that's gonna wash out everything. Maybe wash the windows too as well. But yeah. But just some stories on shopping here in Korea, living here in Korea because we retired here, sold everything. So you can check out The Varied Life, and I'll put that, I'll try to pin that as a comment up at the top to the YouTube page, where we've got more videos of our South Korean adventure, where we sold everything, house, car, everything, put stuff in a couple of suitcases, and then eventually we moved and retired here. So you can keep up with us there on that. And let me see if I can actually pull that up. Very nice YouTube. Yep, it pops right up there. So let me throw this in the comments section. Let's see if this comes out. So I just posted the link, and that's for the YouTube page. So you can, yep, that's us. That's me and the wife. in the comments, and pin that comments. So, yeah, so you can find out some more information, some of our travels. And basically what we ended up doing is retiring early. We realized we couldn't do that in the United States, and through a series of, some would say, some unfortunate events, I was able to retire early, and we spent a year on Oahu with our daughter. Thanks to our daughter, she let us stay there, so we got to enjoy Oahu for a year. That was incredible. Just incredible. Love Oahu. Matter of fact, we miss it a lot. But then we decided we're going to come here to Korea, we're going to retire and take it from there. And we're either going to retire here, or the backup plan is to retire in some other local country. So, but for right now, we're settling down. I think we're good where we're at. But, you know, things change in life, so we'll see how it goes. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching the test of the emergency broadcast Facebook streaming video thingy. And we'll see how, and again, it's just to see how the audio did, talk about some of the experiences of shopping and online and in person in malls here in Korea, which is very interesting. Yeah, but that's it. So anyway, if you got any questions, put them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm gonna see if I can put this on YouTube. I'm not sure how to do that. Maybe I'll have to download this video to put it on YouTube. We'll see. I'm still working through all this stuff. So anyway, that's it. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.